As we have more fight news coming out, they have a lot more big announcements and fight negotiations being made. And right now, Angelo Leo, who is now the IBF featherweight champion, could be going to Japan soon for his first title defense. He's 30 years old out of Albuquerque in New Mexico. He recently shocked Luis Alberto Venado Lopez in August with a big left hook that actually, from what I heard from Venado Lopez, possibly he will be retiring due to the situation and the injury he suffered. He doesn't know if he'll be able to recover. But right now, it seems like a lot of guys are holding on to featherweight belts, and a lot of showdowns with Inoue was starting to become a lot more vivid, and now it's kind of shaky because he's gonna stay at 122. But recently, in an interview with Skywalker Boxing, Leo said that he could be possibly traveling to Japan to square off against Tomoki. Kameda is a good fighter. Kameda is somebody that's definitely going to challenge Leo very tough in this fight. Has a lot of fights. I think he almost has 50 fights. I think he's like 42-4 with 23 knockouts. He's the number one contender right now. He used to be a WBO bantamweight champion, and he's 33 years old. And these guys are looking to square off. It says that Kameda Promotions is looking to make this fight on March 29th. Now, I'm not a big fan of a lot of guys traveling overseas to try to make these certain fights happen, especially when certain guys have ties to promotional companies and just other things being made. And featherweight, it's a lot of options right now, but it seems like fighting number one contender is a good option for Leo. He's not going to move too fast, but I'm surprised that he's actually fighting in Japan this early, especially with it not being in a way. But when certain paydays and offers and opportunities are on the table, you definitely have to take advantage, especially with not being able to have the belts recently, and now you obtain the belts in stunning fashion, becoming when you was an underdog and fighting on pro box. It just gives you a different outlook on things. He's going to featherweight, and he's gonna make a lot of noise at featherweight, man. It's gonna be a lot of noise from him at featherweight. He's already done spectacular things. I possibly thought he had knockout of the year last year. I mean, he had a career-ending, possibly knockout, and that's not something that you usually see from a guy that's 130. That usually doesn't happen. So he's definitely somebody you must see TV. Fights very tough, fan-friendly style, and it's gonna be a high impactful fight. I think it's gonna be very entertaining, especially for an IBF featherweight champion. I just hope he don't go out there and get robbed. To be honest with you, I'm just going ahead and say it because he is going to Japan, and they could easily make Kameda a option for Inoue. If Kameda end up getting a belt at 130, I mean at 126 featherweight, then he's going to be easily replaceable, or it'll be an easier fight to make with Inoue being from Japan. So I don't want to make it seem like it's a setup, but it's definitely something where you have to look at it and take it with a grain of salt. Like, man, that is definitely not a good look for this guy to be jumping in situations as an underdog and you're going to another country. You're not an underdog, but to be honest with you, you're looking like you don't look like the A side right now. But he doesn't have a lot of options. That's the platform, that's the offer. They're putting up the money and everything else, so that's the way things gonna go. But I definitely want to see Leo go out here and dominate in extraordinary fashion. I feel like he can go out there and do the same thing he did in the last fight, especially with that kind of tenacity and just feeling the other side of being an underdog. And he knows what he wants to do. It's going to be a very good fight. But what I'm hearing as far as the dates, they're saying March 29th right now. So that's all I got. Like and subscribe.